I've been camping and backpacking for as long as I can remember, and of all the time that I've spent in the backcountry, there are a few select trips that really stand out to me as life-changing experiences. Life-changing doesn't mean that something big and grandiose has to take place for it to mean something, but rather the experience sparks a flame that begins the development of a passion. The experiences we have in life, both negative and positive, are what shape us. And leaning into those experiences, I feel, are what create opportunities in life that bring us the most joy and learning opportunities. This backpacking trip to Coyote Gulch is one of those life-shaping experiences that I'd like to share with you. Oftentimes I get asked why I spend so much time and effort and energy on backpacking and going backpacking. And to be honest, I want to talk about experiences. They kind of shape and formulate how we approach a lot of the things that we do in our lives day to day that allow for the experiences that we seek after. And where I'm backpacking right now is a location where I had an experience as a young teenager that really shaped my passion and love for being outside and going backpacking. We're in Coyote Gulch in the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument, and I've got my good friend Jim with me from the YouTube channel Lost Again with Jim. And I'm here to share this beautiful place with him because this is the third or fourth time that I've been down to this particular canyon, and I'm stoked to be back here. But primarily to think back to a lot of the experiences that I've had in this canyon and how it has allowed me to seek after this passion of spending time in the outdoors. It is so good to be back here. The last time I was here was 2019. And at that point, there was a lot going on in my life, and a lot has changed since that time. Things that I'm super grateful for, and it means a lot to be back here. So let's get to this drop and start making our way down into the gulch.
Interesting over here. Do you guys see an art? Oh my gosh, yeah.
How you feeling about it right now?
Really nervous. This is a very tight squeeze. All right. I guess we just have to do it, right?
Check that out. Well, we've made it to camp for the evening. I think I may have pushed us a little bit harder than I think I would have liked to. We ended up doing 5 miles. And we walked a lot in the river, like back to where I camped here in 2019, but it was more than I think we should have done. So it's gonna make for a really, really, really cold walk in the morning in the river, and I'm not looking forward to that. And I don't know, I guess that's just part of backpacking. You make decisions, you decide to do something, and I don't know, I wasn't stoked on how cold the water is. I mean, it is November and it's deeper than I thought it was going to be. So, but we're dry, we're warm, we get some dinner going and then going to bed. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. We went to bed pretty early last night. I think I was asleep by 8:30. but that was a quality night of sleep, surprisingly, even with me sleeping on the Neo Air Xtherm. And yeah, it didn't get quite as cold as I expected it to. It's about 8 o'clock right now, and just kind of mentally preparing for being out in that knee-deep, super cold water. Packs are all packed, and it's time to get into the cold water. And I'm very, very excited about today. I'm excited for Jim to see Coyote Gulch because this place truly is a special place. It's kind of like an oasis in the desert. There's arches, there's waterfalls, there's just big cottonwood trees, there's indigenous, like Native American stuff to see as well. And it really is a special place. I'm very, very excited about this. Jim's making the first entry into the cold water.
This is not my favorite way to start a morning. I gotta tell you that. Oh,
How is it?
it's cold. It is a lot. At camp last night, I said that was the coldest my feet had been, even hiking in the Sierras and snowshoeing. But this morning,
Today,
is officially now the coldest my feet have ever been.
the water's probably 40, 45, like at the, it's very cold. It's November and we're walking in like shin deep water, so. Bushwhacking, get through, avoid the cold water. We've reached the confluence with Coyote Gulch, so now start making our way up that about 6.5 miles to Hamlin Arch, where we will spend the night and then climb out in the morning. Got a lot of cool things to see. I'm excited about this. First on the agenda is finding some good water though. Filtering out of the water coming through Coyote is not always the best idea, just because it's like heavily trafficked and I don't know, could be some nasty stuff in the water. So we're gonna try to find a spring here pretty quick. We're both out of water. Yeah, I'm out of water, so. So it's not super often that I get like legitimate butterflies and just like crazy excitement for coming back to a place. Usually when I go on a backpacking trip and I go experience something new, it takes a long time for me to want to go back to that place. This is where I developed a legit and true, like lifelong passion for spending time in the outdoors. So we're standing here under this massive alcove, and I want to talk about just the experience that I had as a teenager in this specific spot. I had never like backpacked into an area like this, but this was like a big deal trip, and to go through that crack in the wall thing that we did yesterday, come down into the water and to see all of these things that we've seen so far, and then to spend the night here and do it with a pack on was, it seems cliche to say life-changing, but in so many ways, like the specific experience of the work it took to get here and being in this incredibly beautiful place, like this truly like changed everything for me. Not exactly in that specific moment, but it's as I moved through like future years that I looked back on this specific spot and the time that I had here in Coyote Gulch, that was like, man, that was amazing. I loved that. I want to like chase after those experiences. And I think that's probably what a lot of people experience with like doing a thru hike or some big like expedition or something that you put your mind to and then you accomplish it and you have this experience that really changes a lot of how you approach things in life. And that is what I had here. And what's really cool about this is now I'm thinking about it. At the time, I was very big into learning everything I could about photography. And the adult leader that was with us at the time, owned a photo printing shop. And he taught me how to take star trail photos on a film camera. And on that trip, I carried a Canon FTB full manual 35mm film camera. And down here, we literally duct taped that camera to a stick and supported it. And this skyline right here, I shot my first ever, it was like a 6 or 7 hour time lapse of the stars on film. And that was another thing that just like pushed me into my love for photography and that creative part that I didn't really have developed yet. And it's those experiences that truly have made such a massive difference in my life, and it all started here. And it's so cool to be able to come back to these places and see what experiences you have early on in life and how they've like transition and change things for you in the years to come, especially now as an adult, as I can reflect back on that. It's really, really important to remember those things and like cultivate those experiences. So I wanted to share that because I think that is a huge part of why I enjoy spending so much time outside and why it's like such a big passion for me. These waterfalls are some of my favorite features in this entire canyon. So pretty, and on a really hot day, I would go for a swim, but it's November. Not really interested in going for a swim. So we made the climb up here, up on this huge bench, and there's some amazing pictographs over here that I'll show you here in a second, but we got some pottery shards and some like corn husks. Oh, this is awesome because I've known that these are here, but I've never been able to like exactly know where they're at, or I didn't take the time to find them. And I had an idea that they were going to be kind of in this general area, and I said to Jim, if you see a sand dune that has pretty obvious like footpath up it, let's stop and check it out. And the reward is here. So we just walked under Coyote Natural Bridge, which kind of means we're in the home stretch of getting to Jacob Hamlin Arch, where we hope to find somewhere to camp. We've passed a large group that said that they are camping there, and there's plenty of sites, but it just means the likelihood of finding some solitude is not very high. So there's that. But that's the nature of this location. Where we're planning to camp tonight is like super popular, and it's just what it is. But we're having a fantastic day. The weather has been mind-blowingly beautiful. There's been no wind. Like at one point it was so quiet, I was like, I just want to embrace how quiet it is right now. Made it to camp, and in every way, shape, and form, I did not expect us to have the site that we have. And this is exactly where I wanted to be, with Jacob Hamlin Arch right behind me. And what's fun about this is earlier this year in the spring, two of my good YouTube friends, My Life Outdoors and Justin Outdoors, camped in this very same spot. So in spirit, we're sharing the same campsite with each other. I've got my tent set up, and it was a rough day of just beautiful sights, but so nice to get the wet shoes off, and I'm starving. So I got to get my bed set up, and then time to have some peak chicken Alfredo pasta and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful place that Jim and I get to share together tonight. It's amazing. We've had a nice dinner and just kind of wrapping up things for the evening. See if we can't see some stars here in a little bit. Today was amazing. And it started out in such a way that was like not super excited about having really cold feet, and like truthfully, that was 100% type 2 fun. But we did close to 10 miles today and just enjoyed solitude, a beautiful day, good conversation, good company, and can't ask for a more beautiful place to spend the night. So with that, it's bedtime, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's about 6:50, so a much earlier, we're boiling, a much earlier start to the day today. It's kind of that back to the barn syndrome that you get on the last day, but we've also got a long drive home today. A nice climb out of this beautiful place. So we've got breakfast going and get camp cleaned up and get on the trail. Well, there's the exit. It's pretty steep, but made it through. Jim crushed it. We got this small section to go up, and then it's a little cross-country action back to the car, about 2 miles. Well, at this point, we are getting closer and closer to the car. I'd estimate we still have, I don't know, 1.5 miles. And it's just kind of just rolling up and over, but I'm gonna end the trip here and just say one thing, well, two things. Jim's the man, and have really enjoyed hanging out with him this weekend, showing him Coyote Gulch. And second is, go out and create your own experiences. Go do hard things. Find some type 2 fun that pushes your limits a little bit. Be safe about it, but go have a good time and create your own experiences that create good memories. That's kind of the point that I wanted to make in this video, is experiences are important and seek after them. So thanks for watching, guys, and subscribe to Jim's channel, Lost Again with Jim. I'm gonna pick his nose. Yeah, Lost Again with Jim. Link down in the description for his channel. he's gonna have a video from our trip too. And yeah, have an awesome day. See you on the next one.